Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most iconic characters in comic book history, the caped crusader himself, Batman. From the 1960s to today, this legendary role has been taken on by some of the best in the business, and each actor has brought something unique to the Bat mythos. Whether it's Keaton, Bale, or even Pattinson or Affleck, we've all got our favorite version of the Dark Knight. But today, I'm ranking all of the live-action Batman actors, from my least favorite to the one who absolutely nailed it.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Keep in mind, this is just my personal ranking, but I'd love to hear yours in the comments below. And as always, smash that like button, subscribe, maybe hit that little notification bell. I really appreciate it.
Hey everyone, this is Alfred. I work for him.
This is EZ Ranks all the Batman actors.
Thank you. You don't have to thank me.
Number 7.
Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
George Clooney.
Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day.
This is no surprise, right? George Clooney himself has apologized for his role in this film, that film being 1997's Batman and Robin, which is still remembered as one of the lowest points in the franchise.
I think since my Batman, I was disinvited from Comic-Con for 20 years.
That's not.
I think that's just the way it works.
No one would say that out loud.
I met. Oh, but you're saying it. I see the comment sections on all you guys. I met Adam West back there just now, and I was like, "Hey, I'm really sorry."
Did you really meet him there?
Yeah, he goes, "Give me a fist bump," and I was like, "Yeah, just hit me there."
Directed by Joel Schumacher, the film was all about camp, toys, and bat nipples. Batman was, of course, everywhere in the 1990s, from Tim Burton's gothic vision to Joel Schumacher's neon-soaked streets. Even with an 8-year gap between Batman and Robin and Batman Begins, the character and his mythos was strewn across animated series, video games, and comic books. But even with Clooney's natural charm, it wasn't enough to save the film from becoming a pop culture punchline.
How do you feel about being the third Batman? Is there again the feeling that, there have been 4 movies, they've all been a big success.
Yes.
I'm the third Batman. Am I going to be the one who screws it up? Does
Well,
that
yeah,
cross
there's
your
always
mind?
that. But I would rather be the third Batman than the second Batman. The second Batman would be the tough one, because now we've established that this guy can be replaced fairly easily. I was a little skeptical in the very beginning about doing it. I was a little worried about it, only because it was someone else's franchise, and I was kind of filling in.
Number 6.
I'm both Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Val Kilmer.
Can I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir?
I'll get drive-through.
Taking over from Michael Keaton, Kilmer stepped into the role during a transition for the franchise. The film, the first directed by Joel Schumacher, took Gotham from the dark streets of Tim Burton's world into a more vibrant, almost cartoonish aesthetic. Kilmer was decent, bringing a seriousness to Bruce Wayne, but let's be honest, the film's villains, Jim Carrey's Riddler and Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face, completely overshadowed him, and don't get me started with Robin Williams. Behind the scenes, Kilmer reportedly clashed with Schumacher, and it shows. Not only that, but various edits and studio interference led to this being just not that memorable enough to climb higher on my list.
You were Batman, weren't you?
I was.
You were the second Batman in the third movie. Is that how that worked? Yeah, there were two.
That's
There
what
were
happened.
three Batman movies, and you were the second of the 2 Batmen in the third film. Yeah.
Yeah. The hardest part about saying no to it was having to explain it to my daughter.
Really, she's a big Batman fan. Did she like Dad as
she
Batman?
was a big fan of mine, and she liked that. It's a guaranteed laugh. Hi, my daddy's Batman.
Yeah.
That kind of-
Which she can still say that.
No.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Otherwise, she'd be lying.
Yeah.
So I took another job where I'm the voice of Moses.
Wow. For
DreamWorks.
uh-huh.
That,
an animated feature.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so I'm the voice of Moses, so that made her feel better.
Well, that's good.
She gets
So
a
now
bigger
you can say,
laugh.
My dad is Moses.
Hi, my dad is Moses.
Yeah. So you've played now two great biblical characters, Moses and Batman.
Yeah.
Number 5.
I'm rich.
Ben Affleck.
Dear Blade.
Batfleck divided fans when he first appeared in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. But his take on an older, more brutal Batman definitely had its moments. Drawing inspiration from Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, Affleck's version was gritty and jaded, exactly what the DCEU was going for. The warehouse fight scene from Batman vs. Superman is one of the best Batman action sequences ever, but inconsistent writing and studio interference really held back what could have been a great portrayal. The cancellation of his solo film really sparked the end. It feels like we never got to see Affleck's Batman truly shine, and that is unfortunate. That makes two comic book superheroes that he really couldn't give justice to.
Honestly, the first thing I thought was like, well, wait a minute, that's not, I was thinking of them doing the sort of the origin story, the new Batman. He comes out, he rediscovers himself, he wants to avenge his parents' death, he fights the supervillain. I thought, that's not me, I'm not that Batman, Right. And Zach was like, no, this guy, he's older and he's really up and he's broken down and he's on the edge of moral bankruptcy. God, clearly your man.
Number 4.
I'm Batman.
Adam West.
I had to do it.
West's Batman is iconic, but for entirely different reasons. His 1960s TV series was campy, colorful, and absolutely beloved at the time. If you grew up watching reruns of the show, you know exactly what I mean. Pow, bam, and the unforgettable Bat Dance.
Because Batman was a comedy. It was a fantasy adventure for the kids, but pretty much a comedy for the older folks.
West's portrayal wasn't dark or brooding, but it made Batman accessible to all ages, helping to solidify the character in pop culture. While the camp isn't really my style, I've got to respect what Adam West brought to the table. It was his insistence of making the character comedic in some ways, really a parody of itself, that made the show shine the way it did. And for that, my bat cap is off to you, sir.
It would be difficult for me to have anticipated or even to have predicted where my career would have gone had I not done Batman. My attitude now is, how many actors get the chance to create a signature role? Not many. Something that'll go on after, they're gone. And each succeeding generation loves. That's a wonderful thing.
Number 3.
I'm vengeance.
Robert Pattinson.
Get out of here, freak. You hear me? That little suit's gonna get all full of blood. Mine or yours.
Alright, I gotta admit it here. When they announced Robert Pattinson, Edward from Twilight, as the new Batman, I thought they'd lost their damn mind. I made jokes, I jeered, I snarled, I booed, and I stand corrected. Look, a lot can be said about the Batman. We got a noir-inspired version of The Dark Knight that leans heavily into his detective skills. Something that we've wanted for a very long time, and that we've only really gotten with animated films. Pattinson's Bruce Wayne is haunted, obsessive, and still learning how to be Gotham's protector. Pattinson brought a fresh intensity to the role, and the film's dark, grounded aesthetic was a perfect match. Sure, there were some doubts when he was first cast, but he proved the naysayers wrong, delivering a gritty and emotional performance that sets him apart from the rest.
I bumped into Christian Bale next to him at a urinal, and that was, I guess it kind of inspired him to say, the first thing you need to do in the Batsuit is figure out a way to pee. And so when I went to the costume department, I was like, first things first.
Number 2.
I'm Batman.
Christian Bale.
Nice coat. Thanks.
Coming in as our runner-up is, no doubt, Christian Bale, the man who redefined Batman for a new generation. Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy is widely regarded as one of the best superhero sagas of all time, and Bale's intense, complex performance was a huge part of its success, even the voice. From Batman Begins to The Dark Knight Rises, Bale portrayed Bruce Wayne and Batman with depth, giving us a hero that was grounded in reality. Bale's dedication to the role, especially with his physical transformation, having had gained too much weight in muscle mass by the time of filming that he had to slim down to fit the molded prosthetics that he wore for the suit. That iconic growl, as well as his chemistry with Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight, set a new standard for what Batman films could be. And for many fans, Bale is the definitive Dark Knight.
Hey, you know, if you play Batman, that's it. You're never going to play anything else again. You will always be Batman. And I went, bring it on. Let's see if that happens. Because I just always felt like, look, if I don't have the skill to be able to rise above that, then I don't deserve to either. I absolutely know and cherish the fact that that will be the role I'm probably remembered for most, ever. He's an iconic, larger than life role. You've got the wounded child who never moved on from the atrocity and tragedy that happens to him and he loses his parents. And then the kind of monster that represents, all his anger and that he, concentrates, focuses into this character of the Batman. And then the kind of charade, which is the playboy, apparently vacant and that no one would ever suspect of having any beliefs or causes ever.
Number 1.
What are you? I'm Batman.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah. I'm Batman.
You wanna know the truth? I don't think I've ever been in this room before.
Keaton's casting was controversial back in 1989, blowing up what would have been the internet, but in reality sparking enough of an outcry for people to mail in letters of disgust. Mr. Mom, are you kidding me? But he quickly proved everybody wrong, delivering a Batman who was mysterious, intense, and absolutely unforgettable.
When they said, we're thinking of doing Batman, I said, wait, you're going to make a movie of Batman? Yeah, there was Superman, but that's Superman, which Dick Donner did, which was really, really good, very charming, actually. And Chris Reeve was great and had humor, and it was like, So the fact that Tim said, that guy, I want that guy. Like, why people even cared one way or another that much is still baffling. But still, that was a ballsy move on his part. We also had a nice working relationship, from Beetlejuice. So I think he felt, he and I will get along through this and we can, we work well together.
Tim Burton's gothic Gotham was the perfect backdrop for Keaton's dark and enigmatic Bruce Wayne. Keaton's portrayal of Batman wasn't just a superhero. He was a symbol of the darker, more complex side of the character. And even today, Keaton's return in The Flash proved that no matter how many years pass, his Batman is still iconic.
Like I said, work the suit, baby. Just work the suit. That thing will get you 3/4 of the way there, What I never talked about really, which was easy, to be honest, was I never thought about Batman. It was always Bruce Wayne. Who's Bruce Wayne? You start with that.
Could you tell me which of these guys is Bruce Wayne?
Well, I'm not sure.
He witnesses the murder of his parents, That's a lot to start with, especially the Frank Miller approach, which was what we took. And also determining with Tim that he was so not cool, kind of odd, an odd dude.
For me, Michael Keaton is the Batman who set the standard for all who followed. Not only that, but it's unfortunate to hear that with the predictable flop that was The Flash, while even though Keaton was a main aspect of that film, and the best part if I may say, well, that film's demise led to the demise of some really cool projects that would have led to Michael Keaton's return as Batman. Batgirl was shelved, a Batman Beyond film starring Keaton was also canceled. It's unfortunate, but at least we got him back in what was a otherwise really bad film. So there you have it, my ranking of all the live-action Batman actors. Do you agree with my list? Or do you have your own top pick? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow Bat fans. And don't forget to subscribe to Easy Creates for more rankings, reviews, and everything pop culture. Until next time, thanks for watching.